Welcome to Kabbalat Shabbat Live. I'm Rabbi Weiniger from St. John's Wood Synagogue, and it's no coincidence this week that I'm standing here right in front of our Ark, because inside our Ark is home to the Torahs, the Holy Torah scrolls, which play a prominent feature in our Torah portion tomorrow. Our Torah portion tomorrow, Parashat Shofetim, deals with various forms of authority. It starts off by discussing judges, and it moves on to rabbinic authority, and also the authority of a king. And the Torah explains that the king did not have unfettered, unrestricted power and ability to do whatever he liked. The Torah describes some limits on the king. For example, the Torah says, Lo yarbe lo susim. The king would not be able to have too many horses, lest he bring the nation back to the land of Egypt. The Torah continues, the king should not have too many wives, lest his heart goes astray. And the king also, whilst he is able to accumulate as much money, as much wealth, as much material, riches and treasure for the nation, to store it in the storehouses, that money had to be restricted and was not for his personal use. And the Torah continues and says that each king had a commandment separate to the commandment on every single Jewish person to be involved in writing a Torah scroll, a commandment that nowadays we can fulfill by building up a Jewish library at home, by buying a chumash for home, by buying a Talmud for home. The king had a mitzvah to write 2 Torah scrolls. He wouldn't be able to inherit them. He had to write them for himself. His own spiritual creativity had to go into that process. And Maimonides says that one of these Torah scrolls would be placed in the treasure house in Israel. It would be placed where the kingdom's riches are. In our context, it's like saying the king would have a Torah scroll and place it in the Bank of England. And the other one he would carry with him, the king, wherever he went. Absolutely everywhere. Why would he keep it in the Bank of England? Why would he keep it where the treasures are? It's because political power here, the Torah is teaching us, is not just political. The king has to be a moral king, infused with all of the values of the Torah, our holy tradition, and to guide the entire nation of Israel to fear and serve God. We see no greater example of this than King David, who was the greatest warrior for Israel. David, Melech Yisrael, Chai v'Kayam. King David was such a great warrior that he was told by God that he would not be the one to build the temple, the holy temple in Jerusalem, because there was too much blood on his hand, and it would have to go, a house of peace, the temple would have to go to be built by King Solomon. But King David, if you look through the Psalms, was a man whose courage in battle was only matched and exceeded by his devotion and his spiritual compositions. We started reading at this time of the year, from Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of Elul, all the way until the end of Shmini Atzeret, Psalm 27, in the morning service and in the evening service in our United Synagogue communities. And you will see here King David, the warrior, the mighty King David, who fought battle after battle for the Jewish people and defeated enemies for the Jewish people, expressing his faith in God. All he asks for, Shivti beveit Hashem kol yemei chayai, to dwell in the house of God all the days of his life. Our commentaries learn that this is King David reflecting at the end of his life on what were his most important values. Lachazot b'noam Hashem, to gaze at the pleasantness, the splendor, the beauty of God. Ulevaker b'heichalo, and to come to shul. That is what King David wanted to do, to come to shul. And it's with this spirituality and this devotion, LeDavid Hashem, Orivi Yish'i, God, my light and my salvation, Mimi Ira. Who will I be afraid of on the battlefield? That King David shows us what the Torah is describing in this week's parasha, that leadership must be moral for the king. It must be infused with Torah values, and the king must carry this one Sefer Torah wherever he goes and put the other one in the Bank of England to condition what are the most important values. We will start now the Kabbalat Shabbat service, which can be found at the top of the screens. And if you're following in the blue Siddur on page 576, Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman Meshawa Vavai Chavdecha Eretz Onecha Yavetz Avdecha Kamo Ayal Yishtachaveh El Mul Hadavecha Yerav Lo Yedidotecha Mina Petzuf Vechotam Hadonai Ziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Ahavatecha Ana Eilena Refanala Beharot La Noam Zivecha Az Titchazek V'titrapei V'chayet Ala Simchat Olam V'tik Yehemuna V'chamecha V'chusana Al Beinachuvecha Ki Ze Kama Nichsavti Lir'ot B'tiferet Uzecha Eyei Lechamda Chamda Libi V'chusana V'yauti Talam Higaleina Ufois Chavivi Alai Et Sukat Shalomecha Ta'irevet Michvoidecha Nagila V'nismachavach Maherehov Kivam Moed V'choneinu Kimeyolam Nine 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 Yini nine 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 yini nine 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 yini nine 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 yana nine 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 yini nine 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 yini nine 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 yini nine 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 yana nine 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 yini nine 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 yini nine 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 yini nine 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 Ayanai, yanai, nai, nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yana nai, nai, nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. Yini nai, 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 nai. We will continue with Lechuna Ranana, a psalm which the Talmud teaches us was composed by none other than Moses himself. It's incredible. If you get a chance to read the English translation of the psalm, it's like reading Moses' memoirs. What was it like to lead the Jewish people in the desert and across the Red Sea? Lechunu anana ladonai, nari aletzo yeshenu. Nekadema fana betoda bizmivot nari alo, ki agadol adonai melekadol kol Elokim. Ashav yadom ekreya vetet rafot harim, lo asher lo hayam v'kuasaku, v'yabeshet yadav yatzaru. Arba'im shana akut bedor, va'omaram to'ilei vavheim, v'heim lo yadu drachai, asher nishpati v'yapi, im yavo'un al menuchati. Shivu la'zavonai shir chadash, Shivu la'zavonai kol ha'aretz, Shivu la'zavonai baruchu shemo, baseru miyom leyom yeshuato, saperu v'goyim kevodo b'chol ha'amim niflotav, ki gadol Adonai. Hulam yad narahu al kol Elohim ay ki kol Elohei ha'amim elilim v'Adonai shamayim asa hod v'hadav lefanav oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho. Havu l'Adonai mishpachot amim, Havu l'Adonai kavavot, Havu l'Adonai kavavot shemawa, Seyu mincha, Uvo'u lechatzvotav, ay, yishtachavu l'Adonai v'hadra kodesh, Chilu mipanav kol ha'aretz, Imru v'goyim Adonai malach avtikon tevel ba'altim avot yadinamim b'mei sharim yismuchu al shamayim v'tagil haaretz yiram hayam u'um lo v'voy yalo v'vosadai v'chol asher bo ay Az Yeranenu kolat seya lifnei adonai kiva lispot haaretz yishpot yevel b'tzedek oy v'yamim b'emunato nai 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 oy nai 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 Nai, 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 nai. I wish we could all dance together after singing that joyous tune. If you're in central London, part 2 of Kabbalat Shabbat live, St. John's Wood Synagogue will be at 7 p.m. Adonai malach tagei haaretz yismachu im rabim. Shama avatis maxion vatageilena benovat Yehuda lema mishpatecha Adonai Ki awata Adonai Elyon al kol haaretz me'od na'aleta al kol Elohim ohavei Adonai Sinura Shomer nafshot chasidav Miyad Rishayim Yatzileim Ozavu ala tzadik Uli Yisraeleim Simcha Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai V'chodu lezecher kodesha Mizmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash Ki niflat asa Hoshia lo yemina Uzeva wa kocho dia Adonai Yeshuata Leyene agoyim gila sikata Zachar chasta ve'emunata Leweveit Yisrael va'uchol afsei aretz Eit Yeshuat Eloheinu Haviyu l'Adonai kol haaretz Pitzchu ve'ranenu ve'zameru Zamu l'Adonai bechino ve'kol zimra Bachat sotra ve'kol shofar Haviyu lifnei Hamelech Adonai Yu'am hayam umlo'o Tever ve'yoshvevan Ve'harot yimcha uchav Yachad harim yeranenu Lifnei Adonai kiva Lishpat haaret Yishpat tever b'tzedek Ve'yamiyim b'ramei sharim Adonai malach yilgezu amim Yoshem kruvim tonut haaret Moshe v'Aaron b'kohanav Ushmuel b'korei Shema Korim el Adonai V'hu ya'aneim V'yamud anan Yedaber aleichem Shameru eidotav V'chok natan la'amo Adonai Eloheinu Atanitam Elenosei ayita lahem V'nokeim ala lilotam V'amemu Adonai Eloheinu V'hishtachkavu L'har kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Mizmor leDavid Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim Havu l'Adonai Kavod va'oz ay Havu l'Adonai Kavod shema Ishtachavu l'Adonai b'hadra kodesh Kol Adonai al hamayim El hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim Kol adonai bawa koach ay Kol Adonai behadav Kol Adonai shover avazim vayeshaber Adonai את עזי הבנם ויהו קידם כמו עגל לבהנון וסריון כמו ורין ואימים איי 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 כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש כל אדוני יחיל מבאו יחיל אדוני מבאו קדש כל אדוני יכול אל הילות ויחס אבוב יעבוד ובהיכל כולו אומר כבוד איי 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 אדוני למה בו ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לימו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום נאי 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 יאי נאי 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 nai 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 nai. We now move to the climax, the beautiful climax of the Friday night service. Lecha Dodi, please join in at home, wherever you're watching, in the familiar tune. Lecha Dodi leyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi leyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Shamu v'zacho b'dibur echad hishmi'anu Eila miyuchad adonai echad Ushmo echad l'shemu l'tiferet v'letila Lecha Dodi likrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lecho v'nei lecha ki hi amako habaracha mirash mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machas Shabbat echila Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir melucha kumi etzai mitoch harafecha rav lach shevet b'yemecha bacha v'hu yachamol alayichem la Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Hitna'ari meyafal kumi livshi big day Tifal techami alya ben Yishai Bewewet halach mikova El nafshin geyala Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Hitoveri kiva ovech Kumi ori Shir daberi kavod Adonai Alayich nigla Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela Lo teyevoshi velo tikami matishtochachi umatemi bawawach yechesu ani eyami v'nifnata iratila Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela v'hayu l'meshisa Shosayich v'rachaku Kol mevalayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimesos chatan Al kala Lecha Dodi Leyikrat Kala Panei Shabbat Nekabela Yamin Usmo Tifoti V'yet Adonai Tamitzi Al Yad Ish Ben Pauti V'nismacha V'nagila Lewecha Dodi Leyikrat Kala Panei Shabbat Nekabela Boi v'shalom ateh v'pala gam b'simcha u'v'torah tochem unei am segula boi chala. Last time, everyone together. Lecha Dodi liyikrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I hope everybody has a peaceful, a restful Shabbat. And may Hashem, just as we said in Lecha Dodi, because Shabbat is the Makor HaBracha, the source of all blessing in the world. May God shine all the blessing in the world after what has been a horrendously difficult week for the whole of the Jewish people. And may we only see better times. B'mheira v'yameinu. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.